Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 2 of paying off my car loan early on a low income, and early for me is 6 months. That means from August to December 31st, 2024, I want to knock out this car loan, you guys. So as of last week, I owe $10,836.55. So we're going to discuss my progress, lack of progress, where we are on this journey. So I have a little bit of an update. Okay, so first of all, I feel like I am sharing this journey for several different reasons, right? So first of all, I'm just a regular person. I'm a regular person. I don't have any standout skills or talents. Nobody's paying me for any like over the top like money making skills or talents. I don't have a high paying job. Like I just am a regular person. I'm not hot. I don't have pretty privilege. I don't have any of that. I'm just a regular person moving through life, probably just going under the radar, at every turn. So, and I say all that to say, it's like I didn't have like I guess help in like getting here, right? I didn't have help. I didn't come from money. We were a middle class family with one income. My mom was a stay-at-home mom and my dad worked, so we had a single income family. We also went to private school, so I don't want to come off as like we were broke or something like that, but we were certainly just middle class, under the radar type of people. Like, so I just want you to know like where I'm coming from and everything. And I obviously have my notes over here propped up like normal. But yeah, I just feel like if I, as a regular person, a low income earner, can do this, I feel like hopefully it encourages other people to know that they can do it too. Because like I said, I never saw myself here in this position to be able to be debt free until like this year. Like I never saw myself being able to do it. I just knew like I was never a high earner. I didn't marry somebody and they had money and like, none of that. I didn't have any of that. And so I was married, but neither one of us had any financial literacy. So that wasn't a plus to my life or anything like that, in many ways, not just financially, but in many ways. And I just want to make sure that I just want to just be encouraging. I should say that. I just want this journey to be encouraging, right? All right. So let's get into what progress I made or didn't make this week. So earlier this week, Monday, I got a state tax refund, right? From that state tax refund, I tithed and then I paid $285 towards my car loan. So who can guess where Joy already went wrong in her calculations? Who can guess? Who can guess what mistake I made when I started this journey in calculating how much money I owe? Because although my balance says $10,836.55, that doesn't include finance charges. Did you guys know that? So last week somebody left a comment on my video telling me that I have a lot to learn about purchasing cars. But instead of telling me what I needed to learn, they just decided to make this comment, instead of actually helping. So we build up, edify, and encourage people over here. So if that's not why you're here, you need to exit the barbecue, right? So instead of saying to me, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? As other kind people have done. So I wish somebody would have said something. Because in my head, I think subconsciously, I think I presume that finance charges and interest charges kind of were the same or functioned in the same way. They are not. So I'm only going to get an interest charge, I believe, if I'm late or something like that. Something out of the ordinary happens, I think I'm going to get a fine or like an interest charge. But finance charges, my APR, the annual percentage rate, is 18.99%. So the company that has my car loan, I'm paying them 18.99% of my car loan every year, hence the annual. Now see, let me just step back for a minute, because I am doing the Total Money Makeover. I'm doing Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. I am on baby step number 2, and it's the debt snowball. And my final debt is my car. That's my largest debt. It's my car, right? So a lot of people that have not done the Total Money Makeover, have not gone through the plan, have not done the baby steps from step 1 all the way to step 7, they don't see value in it, right? I think they might see a little bit of value in it, but because they haven't done it, I don't think they understand like the journey that happens when you're on the Total Money Makeover. And so people like will hear about the Total Money Makeover, and they will, you know, hear people talk about it here, bits and pieces. Maybe they've read about it here and there, heard things about it here and there, heard what people had to say about it or whatever, and decided it was for them or wasn't for them. But let me say this, that the Total Money Makeover doesn't stop at save $1,000 in an emergency fund. And I feel like that's where people get like choked up right at the top. They'd be like, $1,000, that's not enough. And I said the same thing at the beginning. But when I heard Dave Ramsey explain it, he explained that $1,000 is just a starter emergency fund, and it's just supposed to help you get through till you are have your debts paid off. So if anything comes up, then you have at least a little something to put away for it, so you're not just starting at zero trying to pay something off, like a major car repair or something like that. You're not starting at zero, you have that $1,000. And so it's a starter emergency fund. And so people get real ranty about the $1,000 starter emergency fund, but it doesn't stop at the starter emergency fund, and it doesn't stop at, you know, the debt snowball. Because right after the debt snowball, you go into saving 3 to 6 months of expenses, which are significantly lower now that you've paid off all your debt, you know. And so I just want to mention that there's a journey that happens, right? It's like you start to think of money differently. You start to think of yourself differently. Like, I've never been able to save $1,000 on purpose on my own before. Never. But like when I made the decision to be a good steward over my finances, and I decided to do the Total Money Makeover, one of the reasons why it attracted me is because it's like steps. It's a tick box. Save $1,000, check. That snowball, check. Like, I can check things off and feel like I'm moving forward, right? But in the meantime, I'm challenging myself to do something that I've never done before, right? And you have to think of yourself different, and you have to make different decisions in order to get in a different place than you've been before, right? So in saving the $1,000, like, I was so proud of myself. Like, I intentionally worked extra hours at work. I was intentional when I got that money. I was intentional, like, about certain things that I wouldn't have been intentional about before, you know. So then when I got into baby step number 2, it was like, you know, I wouldn't have even known all the debts I had if I didn't have to figure them out and put them in order. I wouldn't have had a, what do you call it, like a, what is it with all your bills, a credit report. I wouldn't have had that. Like, there are just a lot of things that I've learned about myself along the way. And so the reason why I think that that's important is because people like want to change, right? I wanted to change, but I just wanted change to happen. I didn't necessarily think I needed to do anything to make it happen, because after all, I was praying, I was asking God to change it, right? And so, but no, there's practical things I had to do every day to be able to like get to that point. And I feel like for me, the saving $1,000 wasn't the prize. It was the journey that I went through and the confidence build that I had to know that I could get here, right? So there's so many things that I still have to learn, right? But a lot of this wouldn't have wouldn't have even come up if I wasn't challenging myself to do these things. So now that I've challenged myself to pay off my car loan by the end of this year, me learning the difference between a finance charge and an interest charge is huge. And I know that might sound dumb to people, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And so knowing that I don't just owe $10,836, and I only realized that because when I paid the $285 earlier this week, the balance on my online, it's an online website where I pay my car loan, it didn't change until like later on in the week. And do you guys know that from $10,836, it only went down to $10,798. Only $38 was applied towards the balance on the car that I owe. Like, my jaw dropped. I was like, are you kidding me right now? And so I had to study that page a little bit, because your girl didn't know. I did not know, y'all. So I had to study that page. And on that page, it tells me how much I paid in finance charges last year. And it was $2,555 and some change. So I only presume that I'm paying the same amount this year, right? And so far I've paid $1,000 something. I didn't even write the amount down, but I've paid $1,000 something. So I presume that I owe another $1,000 something in finance charges. So that number really isn't going to make any type of significant jump until I pay off the finance charges for this year. And if I don't pay off my car this year, I'm going to owe another $2,555 and change for next year before anything significant gets added to the balance that I owe on my car. So if I'm wrong about that, y'all tell me, but that's my understanding after studying that page, right? And so now I'm at $10,798. So have I taken a baby step? Yes, but it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So now I've had to like go back and recalculate and be like, and think about, if I want to pay off my car in 6 months, how much money do I actually have? Like, how much money do I actually have to have every month in order to pay my car note by the end of this year? So far, with just my regular paychecks, I have calculated that I should be able to make 2 car payments every month, right? Let me try to calculate this. So if I owe, let's say I have right now $10,798 left, right? And these are rough numbers because I don't have my car loan website open right now. So let's say I need to pay another $1,500 in finance charges. So that comes to $12,298. So if I divide that by 6 months, that's $2,049 I need to pay every month, right? So if I'm already paying, so one car payment for me it's $354 and some change, but I usually just round it up and pay $355. So if I subtract $355 twice, that leaves me with $1,339 extra that I need to come up with every month in order to make the payments that I need to make in order to have my car paid off early. You guys, I still am going to go for it. I'm still going to go for it. And I just have to figure out, so I do have like extracurricular work. I have a couple opportunities for extracurricular work. Yeah, we'll just have to see how it works out, but I have to just be super diligent about any extra money that comes in. And yes, I'm still going to tithe off of all the money that I get, any income that I get before taxes. I am still going to tithe off of it. So that's a non-negotiable. And yeah, I just have to figure it out. So I have coming in, I did work extracurricular all this past week. I worked from 9 to 4, so 6.5 hours a day, which was minus lunch. It was 7 hours a day before lunch, after lunch, 6.5 hours a day. So however many hours that was from Monday to Friday, I calculated out, I sent my timesheet in, so I think the total was $1,014. But guys, I do have good news. And that's a little daunting for me, but I do have good news that I got a new salary letter. I got a new salary letter. So when I went into the school this week to work, my supervisor was there. So I was just kind of chit-chatting with her or whatever. And I was chit-chatting with my friends last week on Sunday, and they were telling me that our new pay letter was available beginning July 1st. And I was like, oh, I haven't gotten anything. And they were like, well, they haven't sent them yet. Because I didn't think our new salary started until the end of August when we got paid again. I thought that would be the first time. But I guess last year I didn't do any summer extracurricular. I just did summer school, so it wouldn't have kicked in yet. So I didn't realize that. And so I did email our office and ask them, hey, do I have a new pay rate? You know, I'm working this week. I just want to make sure I have the right rate. Do I have a new pay rate, or is it still the same? So as you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, my hourly rate was $29.64. My new pay rate is $31.20 per hour, which means that my salary for the year, my new salary before was $37,756. My new salary is $39,526.62. So yay! So that's roughly a $1,770 increase. Yeah, so that is good. Now, I know it's still low income. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out here popping bottles because I think I'm rich now. No. But it is nice to know that maybe I can pay more than 2 car payments a month. I'm not sure. Now, I'm not going to, I don't know. I say this like I really want to do it, you guys. I really want to do it. And I know it's a tough time of year because it's the holidays and different things like that. But my family would understand. When we celebrate Christmas, it's just my immediate family. It's myself, my 2 brothers, my mom, and my aunt. And they would be all for me paying off my car loan early. And it's Jesus' birthday on Christmas. So I don't really owe nobody gifts on Christmas, y'all. Who expect gifts on somebody else's birthday, honey? But anyway, so yeah, I'm still gonna go for it. I'm really believing that opportunities will open up, doors will open up. I really believe that I didn't just come this far just to get this far. And I really believe that I'm going to get it done. You guys, are y'all believing with me? Believe with me that I'm going to get it done. So I do have some extracurricular on the books already that's extra. And yeah, you guys, I still have an extra $600 that I had put aside for my car. Like if something were to come up or whatever. I did get my my spark plugs replaced. That was like something that I already had planned for. So I got my spark plugs changed, my cooling system cleaned out or whatever they did to it and stuff like that. And so yes, guys, so this is where we are. And another thing about the Total Money Makeover and me just making the decision, I remember growing up and even in the last few years, just really thinking about like scripture, like, you know how people, I can understand why people read the Bible or they hear people talking about the Bible and feel like it's not real, right? Like Why does the scripture say, give and it'll be given unto you, and nobody's giving me nothing? Why does it say that my Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, but I have nothing, right? What, like all this stuff in the Bible, like the Bible talks about, like prosperity and things like that. But what I have been learning is that a lot of wealth or prosperity is just rooted in stewardship, right? And that's not just for Christians. Like, because I would see people out here winning that don't even know God. And I'm like, there has to be something else that I'm not doing, that they are doing, that's causing me not to really be prosperous or feel prosperous. But one of the things is that people, and I'm not saying that they're perfect. I don't know what their debt to income ratio is, but they look like they winning from where I'm standing, right? They have a nice house. They pulling out hundreds, y'all. I would be sitting at the school in the neighborhood where I work, in the school district where I work. I'll be sitting at the school selling tickets for the basketball game. And now the game costs $5, right? And for these people to not have anything smaller than a 50 in their pocket, I was like, what is happening? And a lot of them are first generation here in America. And I'm like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, there just had to be like practical things. It's like we want to go to church and shout on Sunday, and then come Monday, we don't even want to look for a job. We think that, oh, well, God's going to bless me. God's going to bless me. And I was like, but that can't just be without me doing anything. You know, because the Bible like promises you these things, but then it also says faith without works is dead. So if I'm believing God for a job, then I need to apply to jobs. Now, could somebody just come out of the woodwork and give me a job? Yes. But if I'm not doing anything, I'm not really being a good steward over my time, right? So for me, doing the Total Money Makeover was just helping me be a good steward over my finances, because I didn't have any I wasn't educated. Like, I just didn't know. Like, even growing up, like my parents would give me money, or I would like be in high school and have a little job, and you know, my parents would be talking about like, oh, save your money, save your money, save your money. But what does that even mean? Like, that to me, that was so abstract and just so like arbitrary. Like, save my money to do what? And save it where? Just like in my bedroom? Or like, I just knew nothing. You know, and I'm not, and they probably had an idea, but like I didn't know what they were thinking. Like, how, like, what am I saving for? Am I saving for a car? Like, what am I saving for, and how am I saving it? And do I just save all my money and I can't buy anything? Like, I don't know. It just wasn't clear to me like what to do. And so I really had to have like step-by-step processes are just everything to me. Like, I don't know, I don't function too tough without a step-by-step processes, you know? And so for me, the Total Money Makeover, I was like, yes, like not only did they tell you what the step was, it was explained, and I'm able to do that. And so for me, first and foremost, like wealth building, like having money, it's just rooted in stewardship. Am I gonna do what I'm supposed to do with the money that I have? And it wasn't until the Total Money Makeover that I started doing things that I saw myself with extra money. I'm like, wait a minute, because in my head, I felt like I always had a budget, but I never had anything extra, and I was always robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was always doing that, and I was just never like getting ahead. I was never getting anywhere, and I was always in the hole and always borrowing money. But then when I had something to just, you know, hang my hat on, I was like, okay. And so when I got that budget, I saw that I do have money, but I have to follow the budget. You know, I would have to follow it. Without following it, I was getting nowhere. And so I don't know if that helps anybody, but I just feel like I'm just here for the regular people. I'm here for the people who don't have it all together, because I certainly don't. I'm here for the people who feel like they never have enough, because I certainly felt like that. Like, I don't have enough, and I don't have a high income paying job. I just don't. But I'm going to work with what I have, and thankfully, like, I have family who's put up with me my brother is putting up with me, but I also contribute to the household and things like that. I don't have a whole lot of household expenses, but I certainly contribute in different ways. I spruce up the place. I get, things for the home, clean, different things like that. But I just am here for the regular people. So, regular people, this is the barbecue for you. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and not make this too long. I'm at under 30 minutes. I'm under 30 minutes, and that is a good day. So if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, just let me know. Again, I have reached my 1,000 subscribers, so I am planning a Q&A, a live Q&A. So if you guys have questions for me or anything like that, just let me know. Just leave it in the comments and I'll add it to the Q&A. And I have to find a day. I just have to find a day to do it, and it'll probably be in place of one of my Sunday evening videos. I'll probably just do a live instead of a recorded video. And so yeah, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Yep. I think that's it, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. And if you have any questions or comments about how I am planning to pay off my car loan early on a low income, just let me know, and I'm here for it.